She came for dinner, not a spectacle, but the moment she stepped inside, the restaurant manager's tone changed. "This reservation doesn't exist," he sneered. Tearing her confirmation slip in half, customers laughed, phones recorded, the staff whispered words like fraud and police. Still, she didn't raise her voice. She let them dig their own hole, inch by inch. Minutes later, when the officers arrived and asked for her ID, the entire room froze because the woman they tried to arrest didn't just make a reservation. She owned the company that owned the restaurant. The restaurant's lighting was soft, expensive and judgmental. Every detail, from the marble floors to the gold-trimmed menus, whispered exclusivity. Only the right kind of people belonged here. Danielle Ross wasn't apparently one of them. She walked in calm and confident, holding her phone with her reservation confirmation open. The hostess barely looked up. "Can I help you?" "Yes," Danielle said. "Reservation for Ross. Table for 2. The hostess frowned, tapping her tablet. Nothing under that name?" Danielle turned her screen to her. "It's right here, 7 p.m. Confirmed." Before the hostess could respond, the restaurant manager appeared. His name tag gleamed. Paul Green, general manager. His smile didn't reach his eyes. "Evening," he said, voice dripping with condescension. "What seems to be the issue?" "She says she has a reservation," the hostess replied. Paul scanned Danielle's hoodie, her phone, her quiet composure, and made his judgment. "Mom, our system's never wrong. Maybe you confused us with another restaurant." Danielle's tone stayed even. "I didn't." Paul chuckled. "Or maybe someone's playing pretend again." "Happens more than you'd think." Laughter trickled from nearby tables. Phones lifted. Someone whispered, "Another scammer." Danielle's jaw tightened, but her voice stayed calm. "All I'm asking is for you to check again." Paul snatched the paper printout from her hand, tore it down the middle, and dropped it into the trash. "Now it's officially not in our system," he said. A gasp ran through the lobby. Danielle blinked slowly. "You just destroyed evidence of your mistake or yours." Paul shot back. "Security!" A guard approached hesitant. "Sir, what's going on? This woman's trespassing? Call the police." The restaurant went quiet. The guard looked at Danielle, then back at Paul. "She's not being disruptive." Paul cut him off. "Do your job before I find someone who can—" Danielle exhaled slowly. "I'd like you to do that," she said softly. "Find someone who can—" The guard hesitated, phone in hand. Customers whispered. The moment was being filmed from every angle. When the police arrived, Paul rushed to meet them like a hero, greeting backup. "Officers?" This woman tried to fake a reservation, refused to leave, and became aggressive. Danielle turned to the lead officer calmly. "Aggressive?" she asked. "For asking someone to do their job?" Paul scoffed. "Oh, please. We've dealt with your type before." "Type," Danielle repeated. Voice quieter now. "Too calm?" "Yes," he said. Smirking, entitled, dramatic, always ready to play the victim. The officer cleared his throat. "Ma'am, may I see your ID?" Danielle opened her purse slowly. Cameras zoomed in, customers leaning forward, expecting her to argue or panic. Instead, she handed over a black leather card holder. The officer's expression changed instantly. He blinked. "Ms. Ross," he looked at Paul. "Sir, I think you should see this." Paul frowned, impatient. "Just escort her out." The officer didn't move. "Sir, do you know who this woman is?" Paul laughed. "No, and I don't care." Danielle finally spoke, her voice cutting through the air like steel wrapped in silk. "You should care because I'm the board chair of Orion Hospitality Group, the company that owns this restaurant." The room froze. Utensils clinked onto plates. Every whisper died. Paul blinked, stammering. "That's impossible." Danielle tapped her phone screen. It rang once, twice, then a man's voice filled the air. "Danielle, this is Marcus. You're live on speaker with the executive board. What's going on?" She didn't look away from Paul. "Marcus, I'm standing in one of our restaurants. Your general manager just called the police on me for daring to exist in his lobby." Marcus swore under his breath. "Is this being recorded by half the room?" she said. Paul's face drained of color. I didn't know." "That's the point," Danielle said. "You didn't ask. You assumed." Marcus's voice hardened. "Effective immediately. That manager is suspended. HR will coordinate termination paperwork before midnight." The officer cleared his throat awkwardly. "Ms. Ross, would you like to press charges?" "No," she said calmly. "He's already arrested by his own arrogance." A ripple of uneasy laughter spread through the crowd. Part shock, part awe, Paul tried to speak. "Please, Miss Ross." "I made a mistake." Danielle raised a hand. "You didn't make a mistake. You made a decision. You decided what I was worth based on what I wore." She turned toward the employees. "Did anyone here think to verify my reservation instead of my appearance?" No one spoke. "I didn't think so," she said. "That silence is what discrimination sounds like." The cameras caught every word. By the time she left the building, the clip had already reached the internet. By morning, it had 300 million views. The reservation trended across every platform. News anchors replayed the same clip, Danielle Ross standing calm as the manager realized who she truly was. The company issued a public apology before sunrise. But Danielle's silence spoke louder than any press release 2 days later. She stood before reporters and delivered the line that reshaped an industry. Discrimination isn't just wrong, it's bad business. Her words swept through boardrooms, schools and screens worldwide within 48 hours. The company adopted new ethics standards under her leadership, ensuring no customer would ever face what she did. Weeks later, Danielle returned quietly to the same restaurant. The new manager greeted her with genuine respect. "Welcome back, Ms. Ross. Your table is ready," she smiled. Glancing at a new plaque on the wall, "Dignity isn't demanded, it's demonstrated." The same place that once humiliated her now carried her truth in gold. If you believe silence can be stronger than revenge, prove it. Like this video, share it everywhere, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from and what moment hit you deepest. Subscribe.